had nowhere else to go. I had no home, I had no car, I had nothing. And like I could never find that niche that was gonna complete me, and just kind of lost my way. Growing up, my parents got divorced when I was 4 years old. My mom, she was kind of in and out. She had an abusive husband. They started using drugs, and then my mom became a opiate addict. She's struggling with addiction and doesn't know how to show love. I didn't really know who God was. It was more of like I would be mad at him. Why would you allow this to happen in my life? Just witnessing, my mother be beat constantly. I would always long for the love of a parent of somebody else, and so I got into a relationship with a female in a homosexual relationship, and then I still had that void, didn't know what could fill it. And then I'm having a child. Her father figure was just like a one-time thing in order for me to get pregnant, so he's never been in her life, and thought that was going to be the answer, that this motherhood that I was going to take on was going to help. I ended up being just like my mom, abandoning my child and not being there for her when she needed me. Someone introduced me to drugs, and that was filling the void at the time. Then I lost custody of my daughter, didn't have her, so the only thing I had was drugs. And then my life just kind of spiraled out of control from there. I was in a really, really bad car accident, nearly lost my life.
That I'm lucky to be alive. This accident should have taken my life. I suffered a collapsed lung, which sent me into respiratory failure, a fractured left elbow, broken right leg, hematoma of my brain, broken neck, broken back, and a broken left ankle.
Had multiple surgeries from that, and then overdosed, I think about 4 or 5 times. June 2nd of this past year, 2023, and I overdosed once again. And actually my cousin Heather, she came over to my grandparents' house and got me and took me to the hospital. And she was like, we got to make some change. Like, something has to change. You're gonna die. So we talked about the New Orleans mission, and I came here. The first couple weeks, I was like, oh no, like this is not for me. This is really not gonna help. But I had nowhere else to go. I had no home, I had no car, I had nothing. So I was really just along for the ride, just to see where it was gonna take me. In the beginning, like I was just like, this is just like a regular class. Like this is just like a counseling to try to help me, not really realizing and understanding who God is and, all about him and what he's done. And then the Lord finally came and, touched me, and I realized that I was saved and I was loved and I was at home, and it's been great. Just recently, I have been hired on as a volunteer coordinator here at the New Orleans Mission, which has been such a blessing. I've not been reconnected with custody as far as my daughter, but I am allowed to, talk to her every day and FaceTime her as much as possible. So she has actually recently become saved and is so eager about the Lord, because she sees what he can do. And I'm so thankful that at such a young age that she's allowed to see that, what he can do as well. My graduation is going to be in May. As the Lord wills, I, plan to stay here and to reach out to more people, share that message with everybody of what the New Orleans Mission can do, what God can do for people is a complete game changer. I hope that one day I will regain custody of my daughter, and live a fulfilling life, like, the purpose that God has really put in my life. No drug, no person, no child, nothing in our life can fill that void. Only God can. My name is Amanda, and I am a child of God.